Shamaya, you did it.
STL Music.
Is that good? Welcome back to the show. Yo, listen up, we back in the game. Sweep the league, we got the flame. Motivated to the fullest every single day. We wake up, get it in every way. Right from the true and the global inspiration. Talk this sports and top news, no hesitation. Sweep the league is back. We always coming back, that's a fact. Wanna tell them that STL Music, mama, we did it, where we at? Coach Jill in the house with the flow so tight. Every girl, rubber rocks, that's we unite. Yeah, the best show, Monday through Friday. If this ain't different, they lying. We got the energy. When I say sweep, you say the league. Sweep the league, sweep the league, sweep the league, sweep the league. San Antonio, let's go. Sweep the league. Sweep the league. Sweep the league. San Antonio, let's go.
Hey, it's Rain Fernandez, and you're watching Sweep the League. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and Facebook at Rain Fernandez, Rayne Fernandez.
Hi, it's Sherilyn, and you're watching Sweep the League TV. Follow me on Instagram at official Sherilyn for more content.
Hey, this is George Iceman Gervin, and you're listening to Sweep the League Radio.
Sweep the league TV where legends collide. If the Cowboys fall short, we'll still ride the tide. Like Jordan in the clutch or Brady's last play, we bring the fire, keeping fans in the fray. Coach Gio and Rudy calling the shots, with Derek Coventry, Hall of Fame thoughts. So hit that subscribe, don't sit on the bench. Get in the game, every highlight's intense. The live stream's on till your friends don't delay. Like Kobe in the fourth, we're here to play. Sweep the League TV, where greatness resides. From the blogs, epic drives, till my heart's on the rise. We're all in on sports, NBA, CFB, and more for fans. By fans, it's the show you'll adore.
We got some NBA news. San Antonio Spurs fans, your man De'Aaron Fox will miss the remainder of the season with a left pinky injury. He tore a tendon in his pinky. He's going to have surgery on it. He almost had a triple-double last night, 32, 11, and 9, went off. But, man, that sucks for De'Aaron Fox. Drop me some comments down below. His season ends 23.5 points per game, 4.8 rebounds, 6.7 assists, shooting 46% from the field with the Kings and with the Spurs. It's still kind of weird to see him in a Spurs jersey, but hey, him and Wemby next season, going to be a problem. Drop me some comments and also follow and subscribe to Max Coverage TV for more NBA news.
All right, guys, welcome to the Thursday Throwdown edition of Sweep the League. Rudy Campos Jr. going to be coming to you tonight on, again, the Thursday Throwdown edition of Sweep the League. Be sure to go to YouTube, search Sweep the League TV, hit that subscribe button. A lot of behind-the-scenes stuff is going on. Talking to producers today, and you guys, we'll tease a little bit here. So you're probably going to get what we've been teasing in the past, a little bit of streaming, a little bit of 24-hour, coverage of stuff. So if you can put it together, then you can put it together. But soon you'll be able to catch Sweep the League Network, Iron Refocus Network. You'll be able to catch Sweep Unplugged, the Iron Refocus podcast. You'll be able to catch Best Boys podcast, our MMA podcast. I mean, there's tons of content coming to you, and it's going to be coming to you from a streaming service or a YouTube type service pretty soon here. So pretty soon you're going to be able to hear Sweep the League and everything else damn near 24 hours a day. Just a heads up, we are working on that. So we don't need to do no major announcement or anything. We're giving you guys exactly what you want here. Appreciate everybody joining us. And we got some breaking news for the Spurs, but let's get into the comments. Devils won. Tar Heels won too, Tim, so they don't suck today. Speedy recovery for Cooper Flagg. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. Almost back, peep sweeps. Yep, there. Jacob Eric with grading the market. He's going to be back very soon. Not feeling a little bit under the weather, so we're wishing him the well west. But grading the market is going to be coming back very, very soon. Appreciate everything that Jacob does, as you guys can tell. News of the day that just came out this evening, actually, is De'Aaron Fox, your San Antonio Spurs own De'Aaron Fox, guy that got at the trade, before the trade deadline. You expected big things. Obviously, we knew he had a messed up pinky and that he was going to eventually need surgery. Kind of try to push it off to the offseason as much as possible. But breaking news from Shams Charania, he's going to end up shutting it down now, get the surgery early. And if you think about it, it makes sense. We kind of been talking about that on Sweep the League, kind of been mentioning that on Locked On Spurs as well with Jeff Garcia, who, by the way, we are trying to get Jeff Garcia on here at some point tonight for the show. That way we can kind of get his insight on the breaking news of De'Aaron Fox being out for the rest of the season. But we did say the best thing for De'Aaron is to get that surgery as quick as possible. That way, not only does it heal quicker for him, in other words, to be ready before next season with months to go. But if there's any concerns, if there's any issues that come up, he has that extra time to recover. So I really, really think that it's fine. It was something that was kind of felt like it was going to happen already with De'Aaron Fox. It's okay. It's okay. We win the championship in 2036. I don't even know you're going to have to wait till 2036, Seth. I don't think you're going to have to wait till that. I've been on record saying that, the Spurs, their turnaround is after the summer of 2025. So that's been what I'm saying, is that the summer of 2025, this summer, the NBA season after this season is when you're going to start to see things turn. And you've got Wemby, you've got the guy you wanted in Fox. He's wanted to come to San Antonio for a while. Derek Irvin broke that news before the last draft. You went and drafted the best player in the draft in Stephon Castle. You've got the building pieces already in San Antonio. You've got a guy coming off the bench who is remarkable and a terrific guy coming off the bench in Keldon Johnson. So you're solidifying that first, six man off the bench spot right there. I'm glad Keldon is, taking leaps and bounds with that position on the team, because that's where I feel he is going to be beneficial for the Spurs. And of course, hey, if you have an injury at the starting position, you can bring him in as a starter. He was a former starter, but he's been dominating that six-man role. So I love Keldon there. Those are the four guys I look at like, okay, those are the guys you're going to bring back. Knowing that De'Aaron is done for the season, you're going to showcase Stephon Castle a lot more, obviously. Hopefully they give him a ton more minutes. So you may get that Chris Paul, Stephon Castle backcourt pretty soon, here for the Spurs. Hopefully they give him that 30 minutes a game, 32 minutes a game, to finish out the season. I know I don't see him losing. In other words, with De'Aaron going down with injury now and out for the season, I think it kind of benefits and helps Stephon Castle, barring any injury, winning that Rookie of the Year. So you'll have a back-to-back Rookie of the Year for the San Antonio Spurs. Obviously, Victor won last year. I think Steph Castle wins it this year. I think, with De'Aaron out, he's going to get a lot more attention. He's going to be the man on the team. He's going to be putting up some pretty good numbers. And there's no reason why he can't be this year's NBA Rookie of the Year. But again, breaking news, we do have De'Aaron Fox is out for the season. Spurs fans, how are you feeling out there? I mean, if anyone says you're shocked about it, I almost want to ask, where have you been? I mean, you've known he's going to have surgery pretty soon. You've known that it's going to have to happen sooner rather than later. The season is already lost. And I mean, I had them winning 30 games before the season started. 30 games, 35 at the most. So right now with De'Aaron out, I mean, they can get to maybe 30, 32 wins. So we'll see what happens here with De'Aaron Fox. Again, breaking news, De'Aaron Fox is out for the season. Stanford versus Louisville, Texas A&M. Texas was a game. Wow, what a game. Yeah, a lot of great games in college basketball today. Once the conference tournaments are done, we'll announce the Sweep the League March Madness bracket. As we promised here, we're going to bring in Locked On Spurs own Jeff Garcia and talk to him about the De'Aaron Fox news. Let's bring him on right now. Jeff, appreciate you being on Sweep the League on such short notice, man. You doing all right?
Yeah, I actually just got back from hanging out with Darren Fox for the afternoon at a gaming event, and he was in good spirits. Now mind you, this was before the announcement, so obviously I don't think he's going to reveal anything. But he was in good spirits. He was very happy, having a good time, interacting with fans, interacting with his opponent, on the gaming world. So all looked pretty cool on his end. It was noticeable though that he was not wearing any wraps around the damaged fingers. From when I looked at them, they were a little swollen, but that could just be because they've been injured. But he was fine. I mean, he was gaming with the hand. He was not in any type of pain. But interesting enough, though, even though I spent the afternoon with him, the moment he cleared the premises, minutes later, then they announced it. So I think they were waiting for that event to be over, so any of us media that were there couldn't have a chance to ask him what's going on. But yeah, they did shut him down. Now, as far as him getting shut down, period, I mean, is it really a big surprise? I mean, everybody saw this is the worst kept secret. He pretty much told everybody when in Austin that this was going to happen. And it looks like it's going to happen. I think this is the best course of action for the Spurs, for Fox. The healing process can begin earlier to get that surgery done, sooner than later. So all in all, again, everybody should not be surprised. This was just not writing on the wall, neon signs, everything. But hey, at least he was able to play a few games in San Antonio. He dropped that 30-plus bomb recently against Dallas. So Spurs fans got to see a little bit of what could be for Fox and the Spurs moving forward. But yeah, I think this is a great move and a good decision for Fox and the Spurs.
Yeah. And like I was saying earlier, it shouldn't have been a surprise at all. I mean, we knew he was injured. He was going to have surgery at some point, and he was kind of putting it towards the off season. But
yeah.
Do you kind of feel, and this is kind of the way I feel with Wemby going down, that kind of already eliminated playoff positioning. Then you kind of still had the struggles here. De'Aaron playing injured. Do you think that pretty much came down to, look, we're probably not going to make the play-in at all. Yeah. So let's kind of just shut you down now and get you ready for next season, because I think doing it now benefits. What if they have issues? What if there's a recovery top part where he doesn't recover very well? He's going to need more time.
Yeah.
You think that maybe was the mindset there for the Spurs?
I think that's part of it. But I do think it's just the sooner the better type of mentality. Technically, the window is open for the play, and mathematically it is. Where they need it was like, 18 games, 17 games left in the season? Roughly. So you figure the Spurs might have to win about 10 of those, maybe. I don't think they can, but if they do, they kind of get in, depending on what Dallas, Sacramento, and Phoenix does. But no, this is good. This is really good. I think this was the best course of action. If this is a rebuild, then you look forward to rebuilding stronger next season. And I think the pairing with Wemby and Fox and Castle is going to be great. Who knows who they draft in this upcoming draft? And that could be another power player for the Spurs. But all in all, I think it was been lingering for him since training camp at Sacramento is when he heard it. So, and you can see that it was clearly affecting him. He wasn't shooting, great as a Spur. I think maybe it caught up to him, and it's been affecting him. He joked recently. He said, like, "Oh, I've been having a bad shooting night. How about a bad shooting weeks?" So good. I think good on the Spurs, and Fox are doing this as well. But let me see. We got to do the Spurs shit on Castle. No. Jacob, I don't think they do that. I think he's now your starting two guard, and the push is on for the Rookie of the Year. That's something there to happen. By the way, that is, I guess, a silver lining on this. That Castle will more than likely get the start. We'll see how that will look out for the last few games. I think he does need a little bit of a push for the Rookie of the Year award because I don't know, Rudy. Have you seen what Ricochet's doing in Atlanta right now?
Yeah.
Holy smokes! And if you look at the Vegas odds, they're close now. It's not a runaway for Castle anymore. So you throw in that. So yeah, I think that is a silver lining in this. Is one of the silver linings is Castle gets more burn and a starting nod.
Yeah, and I mean, you brought up a good point on that with Jacob Eric. Do you shut him down after the rookie minimum games for rookie year? You really don't. I mean, right now, I think what is it? Castle, Wells, Reese Archier. I think that's the way it is right now for this week. So I see what he's doing, but if anybody looks at it closely, this is actually more beneficial that De'Aaron Fox, is going to go ahead and you basically just call it quits for the season and get that surgery done, because now you almost have to start Stephon Castle at that two guard spot. So, I mean, I think a lot of people were wondering, Mitch Johnson's rotations, this and that. But now more than anything, I think he does do a little bit more for Stephon. He's going to be able to, I think, solidify Rookie of the Year now alongside Chris Paul, barring any injuries. Again, you got to keep that in mind, barring any injuries. But does he have a chance of losing the Rookie of the Year? I think so. Zachary's playing, lights out for Atlanta lately. Atlanta has the edge too because they're still in playoff contention. They're still in the play-in contention too. So, I mean, can the voters look at that? I'm sure they can. All in all, Jeff, I want to ask you this because this season we can pretty much say, and I know you're probably going to talk about it on Locked On about the season, pretty much just go ahead and being a wash. You and I talked about it the other day, pretty much it's the season's over. What can we expect? What do we want to see towards the other part of the season? Let's go into next season. Now, barring not knowing who they're going to get in the draft, because we don't know their positioning yet, but do you like the way that they have set themselves up this season? The Fox trade, they still have a lot of draft picks they can move in the offseason. They still have a ton of cap space they can work with. Do you like the way they've set up this season going into next season?
Yeah, I'm with you there. I like how they're set up. The setup is set. The money, the draft picks, the young players, flippable young players with flippable contracts, and they're not scrubs. They're good players. Not all-stars, but they're just good quality players to any team looking to bolster their roster. You look at the draft picks. It sucks right now that Atlanta's not cooperating. They just decided to win, Rudy. I guess they just started winning now, so they're looking good. But outside of that, they're in a position to trade up if they want to trade up in the draft, trade down, pick multiple players in the draft. I personally don't think that'll happen. I think if anything, they'll try to trade up because they can't use all those picks. So they are well positioned. You're going to have a healthy Wemby, a healthy Fox, a seasoned Castle who wasn't buried in the Austin G League, got plenty of run. Likely will get the Rookie of the Year, so that's good on them. The only thing, though, is that they got to address the big man, which I think they will position. Also, Devin, how many more chances we're going to give him? I think that's a question mark right there. But if you put on a weight scale, it leans towards the Spurs are well positioned for the future.
Yeah, I think so too. They're positioning themselves in a very good position. They made the trade for De'Aaron already, which was something that we felt was coming. They drafted Castle. You're going to have Wemby. And you know what? I'm not even going to say, I'm not going to, I guess I need to knock on wood. I'm not going to just jinx anything, but as of right now, we're expecting a healthy Wemby for next season. We really don't know the severity. We know a lot of people said that it's not that bad. He can bounce back, but with, clots, you really don't know the severity. I think it's going to take a couple of months to really see how he is. So say a healthy Wemby, you mentioned Devin. Devin's going to have to be looked at. A lot of the guys are going to have to be looked at. The only other guy that I think is pretty much solid with the Spurs is Keldon Johnson. I mean, as long as he keeps that 6-man role, I think he's going to be phenomenal with the team next year. With all those draft picks, if we put Jeff Garcia, Locked On Spurs own Jeff Garcia, in the GM spot, are you trying to make a phone call to get another star into San Antonio right now? Because it did, or would you want to see where you are in the draft? Say you have the 6th pick in the draft and you're like, okay, I'm not high enough to get one of the major guys, but I'm right where I'm at where I can get a guy who can still be a star like Castle. If someone comes calling for that pick, are you going to be the type? Well, say Phoenix calls and they want to unload KD, or you know what? Maybe they want to unload Booker, and you've got everything that they want. Is that a move that you could possibly make?
It's a possible move, yeah. My fear is just super team vibes. You know, will that get in the way? They recently have shown they do not work. Is it technically a super team when you got Fox, Wemby, maybe Castle? We'll see how he looks in year 2. But then you add a third. If you had a third quality all-star, flirting with that, I don't know. I think the core is set with Fox, Castle, and Wemby. And I think you just build around that with people who know their role. And that's why Keldon is thriving right now. He knows his role. He's not going above it. He's not trying to play hero ball. He knows what he can do, and he plays within himself, and the numbers are proving it. So I think you have to bring in those type of players in. You know, look, if the Spurs were announced, hey, we're bringing in Booker, I mean, I'm not going to be sad about that, but I will be a little leery and say, okay, how's this going to work? Because that's just one ball. That's my fear. There's only one basketball. You bring in a Kevin Durant, he wants his touches. Castle's going to need touches. Fox definitely needs touches. Wemby needs touches. So for me, I wouldn't. It's not saying I wouldn't trade for an all-star. I think I would be hesitant for a mega star like a Kevin Durant. If it's an all-star that's willing to play within his means, his role, know that this is Wemby's team, not his, then I think we'll be golden.
Sorry, I had it on mute there. Yeah, I get what you're saying. And that you're kind of going into the realm that I was thinking about too. Was it's sexy to go get Devin Booker. It's sexy to go get a Kevin Durant. But you've got people don't understand. I think adding that type of caliber player, it's going to work for a while, but there's going to be some issues. I mean, you're going to talk about a dip in Wemby's production. He's not going to be the focal point probably in most games. De'Aaron Fox, obviously, I mean, he kind of had struggles with, having DeMontis Sabonis and DeMar DeRozan on the team. So, I mean, yeah, he probably was the best player on the team, but it didn't show night in and night out. Stephon Castle will end up probably being a 4th option on the team. So I agree with you in the sense that you probably want to go get guys that are great role players. You want to go get those Harrison Barnes type players. You want to go get the guys that'll fit your system and are great plug and play guys. I mean, Naz Reid is one guy that gets thrown around, by a lot of people as well.
That's a guy that I think would fit. That's a role guy, a guy who knows his role. And I think that'll be a quality pickup for the Spurs.
Yeah, Naz Reid would be an amazing pick. Before we get to a couple more questions or a couple more thoughts on it, we got a lot of people now. Tim's asking, about, if you were Duke's coach, would you bench Cooper Flagg for the tournament and get him ready for the big dance? Obviously, we saw Cooper Flagg go down with an ankle injury today. The severity of it, I haven't seen yet. I don't think it's come out yet, but I know he's going to miss the rest of the ACC tournament. I'm pretty sure they've already locked in a space. I think they're actually locked the number 1 spot in the tournament. So they're good. Yeah. Would you be fine if they shut down Cooper Flagg for the rest of this tournament?
Oh, sure. Why not? Yeah. I think maybe he would too. If he's thinking about long-term now, NBA money, I think you shut it down.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think you play him at all. And there's even word, Jeff, that Cooper may go back to Duke. He may not enter this NBA draft, which
who vaults to number 1 then if that happens?
That's a great question. The way I look at it, whereas if Cooper Flagg is out, Dylan Harper would still go in number 1. And to be honest, I would probably have VJ Edgecombe number 2, and then Ace Bailey. I think Edgecombe could really go number 2 after Flag if Cooper stays in. He's that great of a player. So it just depends. And it depends on who gets, what pick in the lottery as well. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're the Spurs and you have, number 2, you're not going to go get Dylan Harper. You've already got De'Aaron Fox. Ace Bailey makes a lot of sense there. But, I mean, it just depends. But, yeah, if Cooper doesn't come out, I want to say Dylan Harper, probably number 1. Leha, shout out to Leha MCS General Contracting, proud sponsors of Sweep the League. And he comes in here, man. Comes in, guns a-blazing. Love it. Congrats, Tank lovers. His team is a 2-pack of A. And y'all think some draft players are going to save this team? Who's going to trade for our bums because because why would anyone want losers? Always bringing it up, man. He's always bringing that heat, all the time. Who the hell is going to be the coach? That's the other thing. I mean, going into next season, I don't see Mitch being the coach. I don't. I think you're going to get something different here. I mean, that's what I think.
Yeah.
What are you thinking about coaching, Jeff?
I think if I'm the Spurs, I'm talking to Pop right now. What are we doing, Pop? What are we doing? Are we sitting it out forever, or are we coming back? If it's interesting, if you go back and listen to what Sharania said about Pop shutting it down in the interview he did with ESPN, he said he threw it in there. If you listen carefully, he said the Spurs players noticed the effects of the stroke. So yeah, just what condition is he? But if Pop agrees to call it a day, then yeah, that's a big question, big question. But yeah, right as of right now, I mean, I think on the short list will be Mitch. I know there's a lot of people who don't like that, but he will be on the short list. But who else on the short list? I don't know, man. I don't know. Is Brett Brown on there?
Oh God, I respect Brett Brown as a head coach. I just don't like him as a head coach. I think he really makes a hell of a, head assistant coach is what I really did like about that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, I look at the issues that he had in Philadelphia, which any coach that goes to Philadelphia is having issues. Hell, Nick Nurse is having troubles in Philadelphia right now. So I get it, but I think you have better options at head coach. And to be honest, go with a rookie head coach if you need to. I'm okay with it. I think there are a lot better options out there at head coach before you go to Brett Brown. And that's something that I think I would look at, closer there. Booker Deal, We Cruise Military, and Low Riders book. That book have it. Yeah. Devin Booker obviously has, a bunch of low riders. So
yeah. But well, to nobody's shock though, circling back to Fox in the news today. I'm glad I went to the event because I have been dying to talk to him about anime and Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I went because it was my chance to do that. It was an open street for me to do that because you lose to Dallas, I would have been the idiot and been like, oh, you just lost to Dallas, but what do you think about Dragon Ball GT? Like that. I mean, I was so petrified to bring it up during the course of the season. So, again, I had no knowledge. Obviously, the Spurs didn't say anything about him getting shut down. But it was so funny because if I go back and listen and relive those moments I had with him today, I think I can out-anime him.
Really?
I think I can out-anime him. He knew his stuff. Don't get me wrong, he knew his stuff. But first of all, he had no idea there was a One Piece live-action series on Netflix. So that was already my red flag already. What else did he tell me? He said he doesn't want to get into Naruto. And he's never seen episode 1 because he's aware how long it is. Like collectively, like every episode.
Yeah.
He's willing to be okay jumping into One Piece. He said he's never seen an episode of One Piece. But I just don't know if that'd be worth it. But the good news is, I guess how about that's the gray news? It's good that he's aware of Demon Slayer I know you and your family,
Yeah.
your daughter especially, love it.
Yeah.
He's never seen an episode of it.
Really?
And yeah, he told me he never seen an episode of it, and we're talking about it, and I said, you know, I'm jealous of you right now, and he started laughing. He goes, "Why are you jealous of me?" I go, "You get to have those experiences for the first time that I did. You know, you get to see it from fresh eyes." And then he goes, "Is that good?" I go, "You have no idea how good it is." And he goes, "Oh my God, for real?" So he said he's gonna jump into Demon Slayer. So I am expecting some Demon Slayer tweets from him or something on social media soon.
Oh wow, man.
Yeah, so he told me that, and then we could have spent the whole day there talking about anime. There was a moment where they were kind of switching out the games for him. He went from Fortnite, and then he was going to do his Dragon Ball Z game, and they had some issues, tech issues there. But we're talking about GT. We're talking about the characters, how GT maybe shouldn't be crapped on as much as it is, because if you go back and really look at it, that, for those that don't know, there was an arc called Dragon Ball GT. Now that series was not made by the creator of the Dragon Ball world, or Akira Toriyama. He had nothing to do with it, nothing at all. It was kind of like a one-off, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people hated it. They hated it. The pacing of it. Oh, Goku's granddaughter. What's going on here? But now that it's been years, and if you go back and look back at that series, you might think, like, you know what? It got a bad rap. And that's what he told me. He goes, I think it's got a bad rap. He told me he enjoyed GT. And then we started just spitting out characters. And I go, yeah. And I said, it gave us Super Saiyan 4. He goes, yeah. He goes, he even said, he gave us Gogeta. So we could have been the whole day there, but he had to play games, he had to intermingle with the fans, take pictures, sign autographs, and stuff. So go to the media session, and there's me and this one other outlet in San Antonio there. So I kind of let the other outlet go first because I felt like Fox and I weren't done yet. So I'm gonna have this ready for News 4 and Lockdown Spurs, all that. I'm sorry, Ken's 5 and Lockdown Spurs. He gave me his starting 5 Dragon Ball Z characters he would make on the court. What else? He told me his favorite character. I think everybody knows it right now. His favorite character is Vegeta. That's his favorite. I mean, he lit up. He was like, that's my favorite. That's my guy. I will give him this though. He knew his Dragon Ball video games. Oh, he knew that. He was like, oh, Budokai and Tenkai and Star. See, I'm tripping up right now. The Sparking series. He knew that. He back and forth. And for those who don't know, he's actually promoting a mobile game right now called DB Dokkan. So interesting though. So I show up, right? One PR person, he's walking behind me. He goes, of course Jeff would show up to this event. So we started laughing. One other PR person showed me like his agenda for the day. And she was like, what's this? And she's kind of doing Dragon Ball. So I start going off like, oh, that's da-da-da. And I'm pretty sure he's going to talk about the. She goes, I have no clue what you just said. I'm just thankful you're here to handle those questions. And so it was a good event, like I said, but overall he was in good spirits. He didn't look fazed by the at that time the impending news that he was going to be out for the season.
Yeah.
I want to say this for Locked On and for myself here, but I'll tease it a little bit. I have some sneaker news about. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Some sneaker news for De'Aaron Fox from De'Aaron Fox.
I kind of know what it.
I don't think you know what it is.
No. I don't know.
I don't think it's not as obvious as you think it is.
Well, it's funny that you brought up sneakers. I don't know what's going on. Trust me, I don't. But I was gonna ask you next was because of the whole nerding out thing.
Oh, we nerd out,
and he has his own shoe line. He has his own shoe line.
Yeah, for everybody who doesn't know, he's under the Under Armour brand. Then off that branch, he's with Team Curry because Steph Curry's with Under Armour, It's kind of like Jordan, right? Like Jordan's under the Nike flag, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
But he has his own thing, right? That's the same concept here.
Yeah. Same thing with like LaMelo has under Puma, but LaMelo Ball has his own, his own brand, which I don't know if you've seen the latest brand that came out or the latest mix-up that he has. It's the turtle shoes.
Yeah,
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, the Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For those y'all don't know, LaMelo, he's with Team Puma, but he has his own line within the Puma family. So just think Jordan, everybody. It's the same concept. He's with Nike, but Jordan has his own thing under the Jordan brand. Here it is. Steph Curry has his own brand under Under Armour, and then his roster includes De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, and I think what I was going to ask you was he's got to have some kind of anime shoes coming out with his own brand. I don't know which ones, but I have a feeling he's going to have some exclusive anime shoes coming out, which that would be. I can already tell that's going to be a hot seller. I'm pretty sure you're going to grab them.
Yes, I'm going to grab them. I'm going to grab them.
I'm definitely gonna grab me a pair. I've been grabbing a lot of the LaMelo Ball stuff. I've yet to wear a LaMelo Ball pair that I've got. I've got the Hot Cheetos. I've got all the Turtles. I've got the Baxter Stockman shoes that they were released by LaMelo Ball. I just, for whatever reason, I don't.
You know what I have, and I wore them one time to the game, and I want to wear them again. I have the Thundercat Pumas.
Which ones were those?
You never saw it. They were a while back. I have Mumra's. Pumas.
Okay, I remember.
Only one. Raul Dominguez, AP Sports. He was the only one who caught it. I walked into the workroom and he saw him. He was like, "Oh, what's that?"
I remember those now. You're right.
Yeah,
I forgot about those, man. The ones that I bought recently, and they were crazy because they were on sale, was the Simpsons shoes. I think they were by Nike. I mean, not Nike. Right. Puma, Adidas. Adidas released the Simpsons shoes, so I was able to get the Bart and the Itchy and Scratchy shoes. So. Those are pretty cool, man.
I'm gonna try to reach out to Spurs, see if they'll let me have him box on Locked On Spurs. I'll be very, very clear with them. We're not gonna talk about his injury. We're not gonna talk about the timeline. We're not gonna. It'll be nothing about the court, because if I go that way, they'll be no. If I keep it a nerd talk, I think they might do it. If not, then I tried.
You know what? I will say this. I think they'll be okay with you talking about nerd talk. As long as you keep it at nerd talk and tell them, like, we're not talking Spurs. We're talking anime stuff, man. Talking to Jeff Garcia, Locked On Spurs Zone, giving us some insight on the De'Aaron Fox news that dropped earlier this evening. And, of course, he's out for the season. Going to get surgery. What did that mean for the Spurs? Obviously, Wemby down, De'Aaron Fox down. Probably means that they're going to hit that 30-win total that I predicted at the beginning of the season. And that's probably maybe 35 wins at the most. But nonetheless, man, be sure to be on the lookout for more.
Are you gonna do it again? Last year you predicted on the dot 22 wins. Are you gonna do it again?
I looked at the schedule and I saw 3 wins in there, and actually I saw 2. Charlotte and New Orleans are probably their best wins coming into the next 2 games. After that, Lakers, Knicks, 76ers, possibly. But then they got 2 games against Toronto, end the season, and then one after the Sixers. Toronto's in the thick of things still. So I don't see them beating Toronto. In fact, I don't see them beating anybody after Philadelphia. It's all okay. They play Portland, but it's in Portland.
I don't know about that one either.
And Portland's been playing pretty damn good, especially at home.
Playing good, yes.
So I see 3 wins, Jeff, which would put them at 30. And if that happens, I got to get the walk-in music on the next Locked On, and I got to be presented with a trophy. I'm already a Hall of Famer, a Locked On Hall of Famer. I need to present with a Locked On trophy.
But it has to get on the dot, though. Like on the dot, not...
No, no. That's what I'm saying.
Something like that, yeah.
If it's 30 wins and it's on the dot, I got to be presented with a Locked On trophy because I made that same prediction on Locked On like I did last season. So, that's going to be fun, man. What do you have him at right now? If you're a betting man, What would you think their record would be ended up wise?
I'm gonna go over 30. I think they're gonna get 31.
31.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm thinking some of those power teams they got upcoming. I can see those teams resting some players. I think Cleveland might pull a rest game for them. Denver will probably do the same. I can see that happening.
And you know what? They play Cleveland twice.
Yeah, they still got Boston on the schedule too.
Cleveland's already locked up the. They've locked up the tops. Well, no, not the top seed. They've locked up a playoff spot. I can definitely see that too. Then I can get behind that. Dennis Rodman on Locked On Spurs, Jeff. Can you make that happen?
I wish. You know what? I think I can see him being crazy enough to say, okay. Like, I think he'd be down. That'd be a great interview. That'd be fun.
What would you ask him?
The wild times in the 90s, man. His wild times in the 90s, just how wild did he get? I think he's made it very known that he and Robinson didn't get along, at least off the court. So
yeah.
They could probably stay away from that. But just those wild times, him dating Madonna and Carmen Electra and, coming to San Antonio. And I think the Demolition Man inspired him for the hair, right?
Yep. Wesley Snipes, Demolition Man. That was the inspiration.
Man, yeah. And then, did he really want out of San Antonio? His thoughts on Dream, and Robinson in that series. Because, there's just so much to ask there. But thanks for the invite, man. I gotta go. I gotta do my reaction now for Locked On. So
yeah, appreciate it, man.
But for everybody, just stay tuned. I do have a Q&A with Fox coming out. Heads up now, nobody's too surprised. It's heavy anime talk, so that'll come up there. I'm kind of toying with the idea of playing the audio for Locked On Spurs next week. It's just my Q&A with him, but definitely there'll be the written form coming up soon, likely tomorrow. But I don't know, it's just cool, weird timing. He gets injured, and he's gonna, and then like, okay, here's his anime talk with me. I feel like I should let a day or two pass by, but because I can see fans already. He's rough this season. You're doing this about him, so
you can tell like Leja's already into it, man. It's calling everybody nerds, man. That's why.
Hey, Leja, it's working for me right now. I made a big connection with him today. I can feel it. Like, I think if I were to talk to him about it again, I think he would remember me, because I even told him too. I go, hey, I'm the De'Aaron Fox of anime in San Antonio. He started laughing. He started laughing so much.
Dude, before I let you go, is there any way you're gonna get him to hang out with you at a Comic-Con? Now that you're the official host of every big Comic-Con in San Antonio.
You know what? That is a brilliant idea. I think I can. I didn't even tell him. I was going to bring it up to him how I got the voice actors of Vegeta and Goku to argue over the last San Antonio breakfast taco. They did it in their characters, and I think he would get a kick out of that.
That would be cool. I think so. So next time we're working at Comic-Con, Sweep the League's there. I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing Jeff and De'Aaron Fox hand in hand, buddies, man, at the next Comic-Con here pretty soon.
Yeah. So I think, definitely not for the HorrorCon. I think that one's out. But
no.
Big Texas, I think for sure. Even Comic-Con, one of those, that'd be good work.
Comic-Con, what's the other big one that they do? San Japan, I think, is the other big one.
Yeah, San Japan, that's a big one. But I went last year's, and it was okay. It was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was all right.
For San Japan, I'm not. I mean, I don't cover them. They don't allow me in the building to cover them. So I'll just say this: San Japan was pretty underwhelming, in my opinion. I expect a lot more.
That's what you told me when I met up with you. You were like, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty underwhelming, but who knows? We'll see what De'Aaron Fox is. I know you got to go, man. I appreciate you joining us here on Locked On Spurs. It's Locked On Spurs. Jeff Garcia on Sweep the League tonight. Be sure to check down Locked On Spurs. Get all the Spurs news you need. Jeff Garcia is the best in the business. You'll be catching me on Locked On from time to time. But Jeff, again, appreciate you joining us here tonight.
All right, guys. Y'all take care. Okay. See you later, Rudy.
Later, man. That is Jeff Garcia. We're going to take a quick commercial break. On the way back, we've got a rant, and then we're going to end the show here. We'll be back in just a second. Are you looking for a contracting company that gets the job done right the first time? Look no further than MCS General Contracting. MCS specializes in top quality concrete work, including patios, driveways, foundations, and swimming pools. The team of experts are dedicated to delivering exceptional results and unparalleled customer satisfaction. At MCS General Contracting, they're not just hardworking, they're local. Based in San Antonio, they are committed to building relationships and trust within the community. That's why MCS guarantees your satisfaction. They pride themselves on getting the job done right the first time, every time. So why wait? Contract MCS General Contracting today to schedule your project and experience the difference for yourself. MCS General Contracting, building a better San Antonio, one project at a time. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League.
Time to react, yeah, shift like a skate. Left, right, lean, it's a bucket in sight. Pull up mid, let it fly, no hype. Fourth quarter ice, keep the rock in my grip. When the clock go red, don't slip, I rip. Fast as allowed, yeah, the motor don't quit. Drop 30 quick, now they begging for a switch. Fox in the open, the lane look free, now allow that up. Win B. And running no team, keep pace. Fox got gears, Wemby got grace. Hoop too high, man, you won't touch. Use Spurs every year, time to rush. Speed too real, yeah, check that type. Defenders froze, now they stuck in place. Who gon' step, man, don't play dumb. Fast break.
You are watching Sweep the League TV. Make sure you subscribe and catch our new videos.
Sweep the League TV with Rudy Derrick and Coach Gia. Let's get back to the live show. You are watching the best in the business.
So you turn off all the lights and shut the door. Hey, angel, what's your destination?
You're about to see a scalper get trespassed from a store for attempting to break the new rules on Pokemon card vending machines.
Well, I call the cops so you guys can dash it out. But
Yeah.
I mean, it says limit 2. I talked to the vendor that stocked it.
Over the weekend, Pokemon shut down all of their Pokemon card vending machines in order to implement new policies and updates on them to combat people coming in and freaking cleaning out the entire machines in one go. Well, this guy's about to get trespassed for using multiple cards to try and get around those rules.
It says limit 2 on the top. I've seen it.
It doesn't say that.
It says no word.
He's shutting off the machine. It doesn't say that on there.
Well, I call the cops so you guys can dash it out. But I mean, it says limit 2. I talked to the vendor that stocked it.
If he was plugging the machine, you can see it doesn't say limit.
Right, you got. I see it. It goes right across the top.
That no longer has that there no more.
I saw it.
I'm sure the guy that works here and sees the machine every day.
This is why they're changing the machine.
He's unplugging the machine. I'm in the. We're gonna be trespassing here. Yeah. Cool. I'm trespassing for just buying Pokemon cards.
And what I love about this is you can see either the manager or the supervisor, somebody that's in authority at the store, knowing that, hey, this is a limit of 2 per person. And he actually trespasses this guy from the store. This is a massive win. If there's employees and managers and supervisors at the stores where these are implemented, they obviously don't want these physical altercations and craziness happening, and they're willing to enforce these rules because people are going to try and get around with multiple credit cards. This is awesome. This is a win for the collectors.
All right, welcome back to Sweep the League. This is a rant right here because, hey, I'm in the card business too a little bit. I love collecting cards, but Grading the Market rant right here. Shout out to Jacob, Eric, and Anthony, hosts of Grading the Market here on Sweep the League. So for those of you guys that collect, that are Pokemon collectors and all that great stuff, I'm not talking about the NBA stuff, you know, the trading cards. I'm not talking about NFL, Prism, whatever like that. I'm talking about Pokemon in general. Now, I've yet to see a Pokemon vending machine anywhere in town. I haven't looked, honestly, but I think they're in Meyer stores and a couple of stores. The Meyer stores were up north. I know that. I don't know if they have any in town. I don't look for them. I don't really care. What bothers me is exactly what you see in a lot of these videos. I went to Walmart today. They had a shitload of NBA Prism, the one that just released. So this year's Prism, where you can get Steph Castle rookies. They had a lot of NFL Prism, Jaden Daniel rookies, you know, JJ McCarthy rookies, all that stuff. They had a lot of blasters. They had a bunch of mega boxes of NBA Prism that was just released. Mentioned, like I said, a lot of NBA hoops and US hoops out. A lot of illusions, NFL illusions. There was a good amount there. I looked at it. I passed on it. I don't like buying a lot of that stuff right now. I'm kind of in the mood to buy players, their rookie cards that I've always wanted growing up. So I'm doing that right now. But the rant that I got on this is this. Pokemon is a kid's thing more, in my opinion, than adult. A lot of kids love Pokemon cards. I went out and bought a couple of the Surging Sparks when they came out. I bought one, 1 week, waited a week, and then I got another one. Then all of a sudden, boom, they're off the shelves. These vending machines, you see people clearing them out. To me, that's bullshit. I'm just saying that's bullshit to clear out a vending machine. I am glad that the vendors are making it limit 2, but then you have a-holes like the one you just saw who's trying to get around the rule, use different cards to buy, different credit cards and debit cards to buy multiple. When I had a friend who lives up north that says, yeah, on these machines, it does say limit 2. Now, limit 2 doesn't mean limit 2 to this credit card. It means limit 2 to your ass. Only you can buy 2. Then step away. Go to the end of the line. Let everybody get theirs. Then you can buy again as long as you're in the end of the line and as long as the product's there. Resellers, man. Resellers. What's sad is I know there are card shops that send people to go buy the product at Target, at Walmart, bring it back to their store so they can resell that product. I know card shops that do that. Biggest bullshit I've ever seen. It does piss me off to see that. Because when I was buying blaster boxes and stuff, there were none. And then I'd walk into a local card shop and see tons, table, everything filled with blaster boxes. Oh, they were $20 at Target, but here they're $49.99 for a blaster, or they're $39.99. I marked them up. That's when a big part of me gave a big middle finger to the card industry. I wanted out. I got out. Card collecting wasn't fun anymore because it just became more expensive. I enjoyed paying $19.99 for a box of cards at Target just to open it, just to see what I wanted. Now, because of the boom in the card industry, because COVID brought up the card industry, made it, just that much bigger. Couldn't do anything but, order cards and rip them at home and couldn't leave or anything like that. I have no problem with card industry going up and booming. No problem at all. The problem I have is that because of resellers, because the product was sold really quick and people are in such demand, everything went up in price. Those $19.99 blasters are now $29.99, $39.99. I walked into a GameStop to see a blaster of NBA Prism from last year, Wemby's rookie year, a blaster for $149.99. GameStop, you know what to do. Off is the direction you know what. I hope y'all sit on that box forever and nobody buys that. Nobody pays the 1,000-time markup on some of these boxes that are still lingering in a GameStop or lingering at a card shop. You guys that are reselling, you guys that are buying up the product and taking it to your store or taking it to a card show because why? Well, I'm going to mark it all up there. And I'm going to make, my nut at the card show. I really hope that you eat all that product and nobody buys it. In fact, right now, I'm basically saying it. Everybody out there who collects cards that listens to Sweep the League and grading the market, don't buy from resellers. If you can't buy it on the shelf at Walmart, at Target, at Home Depot. I think Leha saw them at Home Depot or Lowe's one time. If you can't buy it on the shelf, then don't buy it at all. Don't go to a card shop, pay double the price. Don't go to a collector's show, a card show, and don't pay 2-3 times what the price is. No. These MFers paid regular price for them. There's no reason why anybody should pay double, triple, whatever. Nobody should pay that because they did it. So don't buy from resellers. Don't buy, from people that are going to mark it up. If you see it at $20, $25 at Walmart, but this guy has them for $40, don't do it. F him. You don't need it that bad. Chances are you're not going to get anything good in a blaster. The chances of you pulling a good card that's going to actually make you your money back in a blaster is not good. If you want, give me the $30. I'll put it to good use. I'll give you a card, equal to value of what you would get in a blaster box. So give me the $30. I'll save you the time. Don't give it to these people. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. To even see that Pokemon vending machines are being, they were being bought out. One person that lives in mommy's basement gets there at 5, 6 in the morning to wipe out a Pokemon vending machine. That's ridiculous. It was terrible. It pissed me off. And then you have the videos of people running in, what was it? Not Sam's, the other place, the rich place, Costco. You got to be rich to go to Costco. I have a Sam's membership, so I'm bottom tier. So yeah, I'm bottom tier. You go to Costco, you saw all these people. They open the doors and boom, they're all running to the Pokemon 151. I don't know what cell it was, but they all ran and, fighting. You saw people fighting for the boxes. You saw people, pushing everybody out of the way and people arguing. It's an effing card. It's something that's supposed to be fun, something that you should grow up using with your kids. It's a hobby. It's terrible. It's terrible. So like I said, if you're a reseller, if you're a card shop that goes and buys the product, all the product, there was a video of that too as well, buys all the product and takes it back to your shop and resells it for double the value or what it's worth, or you're buying it all so you can, and they all say the same thing. Well, I'm buying it all because I'm going to rip it when I get home. You ain't ripping shit. If you're that guy that's going to take it to the card show and sell it for 3 or 4 times the amount, I'm going to walk right by you. I'm going to ask, how much do you want for that blaster? I want $49. No, I'll give you the $25 you paid for it. You're not going to get anything more. So I'm telling everybody now, don't buy from them. Leave it alone. Let it go. If you can't get it at Target, if you can't get it at Walmart or Ace, like Leha said, anywhere that they are available. Hell, even Dollar General has Pokemon out here. I haven't seen it, but they even have Pokemon. If you can't get it there, you don't need it. Chase the cards that you want. Be a lot cheaper. Be a hell of a lot cheaper, man. That's my rant on the grading the market side here. Let's get to some of the comments. Preach, Rudy. I'm trying, man. Rudy cooking. Yeah, I had to let it all out. I see people having like shelves of boxes at home, like the F. You know what? I have a family member, a guy that's in my, considered a brother to me. He collects ETBs, which are the trainer boxes for Pokemon. Now he buys 2 when they release, and he buys 2. But this guy's been buying for a while, and those are in his closet. They are put away. And when I asked him about it one time, the first and only words he's ever said are, "These are for my kids when they grow up because they'll be able to sell them later on and get a little bit of money." I have no problem with that. You're buying it. You're not busting them. You're not selling them. You're putting them away. It's an investment. That's an investment. But yeah, I mean, people have shelves of it at home. If they're keeping it just as an investment and maybe opening it up later on down the line or whatever, I get that. But it's the people right now that are buying the product and then a week later are selling it at a card show for triple the amount. No, man, off is the direction they can, you know what, definitely on that. That's what you call hoe ass behavior. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, preaching to Jacob. Ace Hardware asked him exactly. I always hit up Target down the road and just buy there, and I'm sticking to buying singles or lots of my favorite team. That's exactly what I'm doing right there. Give me the $30. I'll find you a cool card you want. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Chris was about to open up an Ace account. I think I messaged him on that. Said that he's going to go ahead and open up that Ace account. Dollar General's does have packs. I've seen the basic packs at Dollar General. But people are always saying we find Pokemon 151 or whatever it is. I don't know what it is. And Surging Sparks. I've yet to see all of that. And okay, see, that's cool. Yeah, that's what he does. You know, shout out to my boy out there. He does that. Buys 2 boxes, puts it away, and he's yet to open them. They're for his kids. They said, you know what? If they want to open them, they'll open them. If they don't, they want to sell them because they're valuable, then they're going to sell them. That's what they're going to do with them. So shout out to my boy out there that does that too. So that was my rant for the evening. We got no more time. We spent some great time talking to Jeff Garcia on the De'Aaron Fox news. Before I let all you guys go, we're going to continue our spring training, our Sweep the League spring training tribute as we play videos of some great memories of the MLB season is about to get going here. And what better way to get, you know, some memories than by checking out a video of a Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer, a lot of you guys may know. Maybe some of you guys don't know. Shout out to one of the best guys in baseball. The true guys in baseball. Former Dodger, former Texas Ranger, Adrian Beltre. He's gonna be our Sweep the League spring break tribute today. Spring break and spring training tribute today is going to be Adrian Beltre. We'll play that clip at the end of the show here in a couple of seconds. But first, Tim doesn't like MLB. Sorry, Tim. We all love MLB, man. But first, let's give quick shout outs, man. Shout out to Derek Urban, Coach Gio. Shout out to MCS General Contracting, proud sponsors of Sweep the League. MCS General Contracting, Chris Lehan, the boys, whether it be a parking lot, whether you're building a home from scratch, whether you need that driveway poured, or you know what? Maybe they effed up the driveway. Maybe they spent so much money on cards and trying to make money that way that they had a cheap driveway done and they needed repaired and done right. You know what? They're going to call MCS General Contracting. Chris Leha and the boys are guaranteeing that work just like Sweep the League does. We're guaranteeing MCS's work just like they do. We stand behind them 100%. Why? Because they are the best company in San Antonio. They will take care of you right the first time, every time, man. 100% of the time. Guarantee. That's MCS General Contracting. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League. So for Derek Irvin, for Coach Gio, for Jeff Garcia joining us tonight, and everybody that's a part of the Sweep the League Nation and Sweep the League Network behind the scenes, shout out. My little girl's birthday is tomorrow, so we may or may not have a show. More than likely we're not, because I'm going to be taking my little girl wherever she wants to go for her birthday. So shout out to my little girl. Happy birthday, baby girl. This is Rudy Campos Jr. Until we sweep the league again next week, see you later, knuckleheads.
Adrian Beltre walks the home plate. He's got his helmet on backwards. A modest lead at first. The pitch hits him. Adrian rubbing his wallet.
Now he's going to pick up the ball. Do I still have it? No.
That would have been a play. He's trying to field that ball between his legs in center field.
Adrian Beltre is going to do some coaching today.
What is that sign? Moving him in.
Time out. Start over. Beltre and Andrews coming down. It's Adrian Beltre. Elvis right next to him, and Adrian's looking like, what is he doing? Whether it's April or September, these guys probably go at it if they find each other on Christmas Day.
Oh, come back. Flips it over Beltre. Felix does here 0-2. Oh, man.
looked bad, too. Not only did he strike him out, he's busting a gut. He is busting a gut. Oh, my goodness. Oh, what a pitch.
Trying to keep him close. One thing about Adrian Beltre, I think he enjoys the game.
Dominguez takes a look at Beltre. He's got him in a rundown. And he throws to Altuve. And Altuve will flip to the shortstop, Elmore.
High drive, deep left field. Look out, there it is. Goodbye. Adrian down to one knee.
Telling Adrian to get behind the right away.
Oh boy, he's just been ejected.
Kicked him out of the game. Come on.
Ground ball. He's screaming at him going up the line.
I'm going to take it easy.
You're going to run? You're going to run? This might be a while.
Now Adrian Beltre being removed from the game here this afternoon so the fans can offer a stand.